You've been feeling it, haven't you? That heavy, suffocating silence that seems to follow you into every room. You walk into a crowded space, and yet you feel like you're standing on the edge of a vast, frozen ocean, miles away from the nearest soul. It's a loneliness that isn't just about being alone. It's a physical weight. It's a pressure behind your eyes. It's the way your phone stays silent for days, not because people forgot you, but because the frequency you are now broadcasting is something they can no longer tune into. You are experiencing a total, systematic isolation. Perhaps you've noticed the headaches, that pulsing tension at the base of your skull or the crown of your head. You've noticed how your sleep has become a battlefield, waking up at 3:00 a.m. or 4:00 a.m. with your heart racing, feeling like you've just returned from a long journey you can't quite remember. Your body is vibrating at a different pitch now, and because of that, the old world is literally rejecting you. The people you once called friends, the family members you thought were your bedrock, they are fading. They are becoming shadows. You see them moving, you hear their words, but the connection is severed. It's like watching a movie with the sound turned off. You try to reach out, you try to bridge the gap, but the words feel hollow in your mouth. You realize that you have nothing to say to them anymore. Their gossip feels like poison. Their complaints feel like static. Their normal life feels like a slow-motion car crash that you are no longer a part of. This is the cold phase. This is the moment where the universe has pulled the curtain back, and the warmth of the herd has been replaced by the chill of the wilderness. You find yourself sitting in your room, staring at the wall, wondering if you are losing your mind. You aren't. You feel the physical fatigue in your bones, a tiredness that no amount of sleep can fix. It's the exhaustion of carrying a light that the world isn't ready to see yet. You feel the betrayal of your own senses. You see the fake smiles. You hear the lies hidden in the "I love yous." And you sense the hidden agendas before they are even acted upon. It makes you want to retreat. It makes you want to hide. But listen to me closely. This isolation is not a punishment. It is a divine quarantine. You are being held in a sacred vacuum because the next level of your evolution requires a total absence of external interference. You are feeling lonely because the old you is dying, and the new you is still being forged in the dark. The universe is intentionally clearing the field. Every person who walked away, every door that slammed shut, every invitation that never came, it was all orchestrated. You were being protected from a frequency that would have corrupted your transformation. The heavy atmosphere you feel when you enter a room isn't awkwardness. It is your expanded aura clashing with the density of the matrix. You are a high-frequency being trying to exist in a low-frequency program, and the friction is creating heat. That heat feels like loneliness. It feels like being the black sheep. It feels like being an outcast. But you must understand, the eagle does not fly in a flock. The lion does not seek the company of sheep. You are being prepared for a mantle of power that requires you to be comfortable in the silence, because in that silence is where the instructions for your life are being whispered. Stop looking at the empty seats at your table as a loss. Look at them as space, space for the divine, space for the truth, space for the power that is currently rushing into your marrow. You are in the void, and the void is where all creation begins. The reason this loneliness feels so absolute is that you are no longer operating under the laws of the physical world. There is a spiritual mechanics at play here that the average person cannot perceive. You have entered what the ancients called the refiner's fire. This phase of isolation is a mandatory transition because your internal vibration has reached a critical threshold. You have essentially outgrown the matrix frequency. Think of it like a radio. You have tuned your dial so far to the right that the standard stations are nothing but white noise. The spiritual cause of your loneliness is a process of divine decoupling. In the unseen realms, you are being detached from the collective soul ties that once bound you to your lineage and your past. Many of you are carrying what is known as ancestral karma, and for years, you acted as a filter for your family's unhealed trauma. You were the one who felt their pain, the one who absorbed their anger, the one who tried to fix what was broken long before you were born. But the divine has decided that your work as a filter is finished. To move into your true purpose, those cords had to be severed. This is why you feel like an alien in your own home. The spiritual umbilical cord has been cut, and you are now breathing the air of a higher dimension. You are vibrating at a level that is literally incompatible with the parasitic structures of this world. Everything in this 3D reality is built on exchange, give and take, manipulation, and energy harvesting. But as a chosen one, you are beginning to tap into source energy directly. You no longer need to harvest energy from others, and, more importantly, you are no longer allowing others to harvest from you. When you stopped being a source for the narcissists and the energy vampires in your life, you became useless to the matrix. They didn't leave you because they didn't like you. They left because they could no longer feed on you. Your light became too bright. It began to burn their shadows. This is why the silence is so loud. You are being shadow banned by the spiritual realm of the enemy. There is a divine decree over your life right now that says, "Touch not my anointed." The loneliness is actually a protective barrier. If the universe allowed you to stay connected to those low vibrational circles, their density would pull you back down and abort the Christ consciousness that is currently being birthed within you. You are in a state of spiritual gestation. Just as a child is hidden in the womb, protected from the outside world while its organs and limbs are formed, you are being hidden in the secret place of the Most High. You might feel like you've broken some spiritual rule, or that you've done something wrong to deserve this exile. You wonder if your ego is the problem. No. Your ego is what wants the company of the crowd. Your spirit is what demanded the solitude. You are being taught how to sustain your own frequency without the validation of others. If you cannot stand alone in the dark, you will never be able to lead others in the light. The universe is testing your internal authority. It is asking you, do you believe in who I made you to be? Even when the whole world treats you like you're nothing? This loneliness is the proof of your promotion. It is the signature of the divine on your life. You are being recalibrated. Your DNA is being stripped of the slave codes of your ancestors and being rewritten with the sovereign codes of the kingdom. This process requires absolute stillness. Every time you try to force a connection or beg for someone to stay, you are fighting against your own evolution. The divine is holding you in this vacuum because there is a specific download, a specific blueprint for your destiny that can only be delivered when the airwaves are clear. You are not alone. You are surrounded by a celestial host that is waiting for you to stop looking back at the burning cities of your past and start looking forward into the empty, beautiful horizon of your future. While you sit in this stillness, Do not think for a second that the world has forgotten you. On the contrary, the Matrix, the system of control, and the people who act as its agents, is more aware of you than ever. They are watching you from the periphery with a mixture of confusion and genuine fear. Have you noticed how people from your past suddenly check in on you with a strange energy? Or how those who mistreated you seem to be hovering, waiting for you to fail? They are sensing the shift. They can feel that the person they used to manipulate, the one they used to belittle, is no longer there. You have become a black hole in their radar. They can see your silhouette, but they can no longer find your soul. The enemy's reaction to your isolation is one of desperation. To the narcissists and the controllers in your life, your silence is a weapon. They are used to your reactions. They feed on your explanations, your tears, and your attempts to be understood. But when you went silent, you cut off their oxygen. They are terrified because they know that when a chosen one goes into the cave, they never come out the same. They know that this lonely phase is your training ground. They see you getting stronger, even if you don't feel it yet. They see the way your eyes have changed, the way you look through them now, rather than at them. They are reacting with smear campaigns, subtle jabs, and attempts to make you feel like the crazy one. They want to convince you that your loneliness is a sign of mental instability or failure. This is a calculated psychological strike. The Matrix wants to shame you back into the herd. It wants you to feel so desperate for connection that you will lower your standards and return to the pigpen just to feel wanted again. But look closely at their lives. Look at the chaos, the drama, and the hollow pursuit of temporary pleasures. They are not happy. They are distracted. They are terrified of the very silence that you are currently mastering. You have power over them now, and that is why they are lashing out. Your frequency is now a mirror. When they look at you, they see their own lack, their own darkness, and their own cowardice. They hate you because you represent a freedom they will never have the courage to claim. You are a walking reminder that it is possible to survive without the system, to exist without the approval of the crowd, and to be sustained by a power they cannot buy or sell. Your no has become an iron wall. Your silence has become a crushing weight on their ego. They are scared of your return. They know that once this divine quarantine is over, you will emerge with a level of discernment that is lethal to their deceptions. You will be able to spot a wolf from a mile away. You will be able to smell a lie before it is even spoken. They are reacting to your shift because you are no longer a battery for their drama. You have become a sovereign entity. They are losing their grip, and in their panic, they will try to provoke you. They will try to pull you into an argument, a legal battle, or a family crisis just to ground your rising energy. Do not bite the hook. Their reaction is the confirmation that you are winning. If you weren't a threat, they would leave you in peace. The fact that they are whispering, plotting, and watching you so closely is the greatest compliment the enemy can pay you. It means you have leveled up. It means you have officially become a problem for the kingdom of darkness. You are the glitch in their code. You are the one who woke up while everyone else stayed asleep. Your power over them is absolute because you no longer need anything they have. You are free, and to a slave master, there is nothing more terrifying than a free soul who is comfortable being alone. This isolation is not an accident of fate. It is a mathematical necessity of the divine law. We must look at the prophecy of the remnant. In every major spiritual cycle throughout human history, there comes a moment where the wheat must be separated from the chaff. This is the theological truth behind your current state. You are being winnowed. The wind of the Spirit is blowing through your life, and anything that is light, hollow, or fake is being carried away. Only that which has weight, only that which is eternal, is allowed to remain. The truth is that you are currently undergoing a process of glorified deconstruction. The universe operates on the law of resonance. You cannot inhabit a new earth while still tethered to the old emotional architecture of the 3D world. Many of you are starseeds, which means your soul originated in a frequency much higher than this dense, carbon-based reality. You were sent here on a specific assignment to anchor light. But to do that, you had to first forget who you were so you could fully integrate into the human experience. But the alarm clock has gone off. The wake-up call was that first sting of loneliness. God's plan for your life is not to make you a better version of your old self. It is to kill the old self entirely so that the divine blueprint can be manifested. This is why your old hobbies don't interest you. This is why your old career feels like a prison. This is why you can't even stand the sound of your own voice when you try to engage in small talk. You are being rewritten from the inside out. The prophecy for your life is one of sovereignty. You were born to be a pillar, not a brick. A brick is just one of many, hidden in a wall, supporting a structure it didn't build. A pillar stands alone, holding up the very roof of the temple. The metaphysical reality is that your Merkaba, your light body, is expanding. As it grows, it pushes away anything that cannot match its spin rate. This is why you feel a literal push when you are around certain people. It's not that you are being mean, it's that your energy field is protecting itself. You are being prepared for the great gathering. Before the chosen ones can come together to build the new systems of this world, they must first be stripped of their dependency on the old ones. You are being taught vertical alignment. Most people live in horizontal alignment. They get their worth, their energy, and their identity from the people to their left and right. But you are being forced to look up. You are being trained to draw your sustenance directly from the source, just as the prophets did in the desert. This is the truth of the wilderness. Every great leader, every shaman, every Christ figure in history had to go through this exact phase. They were called out of the cities, out of the families, and out of the comfort zones. They were called into the lonely places where the only voice they could hear was the voice of the great I Am. If the universe allowed you to stay popular right now, you would be distracted by the applause. You would be tempted to compromise your message to keep your audience. But in this loneliness, you have no audience to please. You have no one to perform for. You are being stripped of your masks until only the raw, authentic core of your soul remains. This is the ultimate freedom. When you no longer fear being alone, you can no longer be controlled. When you no longer seek validation from the matrix loses its power over you. You are being prepared for a massive divine outpouring, and you must be an empty vessel to receive it. The loneliness is simply the sound of the vessel being cleaned. Now, we reach the moment of activation. This is where the loneliness ends and the mission begins. You must realize that you are not waiting for the world to change. The world is waiting for you to accept your position. The isolation you've endured was the training ground. and now it is time to seal the energy. You are no longer a victim of abandonment. You are a master of solitude. To move through this phase, you must practice the law of holy indifference. When the phone doesn't ring, when the invitation doesn't come, you must respond with a deep, grounded breath of gratitude. Say to yourself, "Thank you for the space. Thank you for the silence." Ground your feet into the earth and visualize roots of gold extending from your soles into the heart of the planet. You are an anchor. You are a bridge. You are a conduit for a power that the world cannot understand. Stop trying to explain your journey to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Their confusion is not your problem. Your only job is to remain in your frequency. If you feel the heaviness returning, if the shadows of the past try to whisper that you are unloved, stand tall and speak to the atmosphere. Declare your sovereignty. Let us seal this energy now with a decree of power. Listen to these words and let them vibrate in your very marrow. I am a chosen one. I accept this divine quarantine as my preparation for greatness. I release the need for validation from those who are still asleep. I sever every parasitic cord and every ancestral weight that no longer serves my highest good. I am not lonely. I am set apart. I am not forgotten. I am hidden for a purpose. I claim my power. I claim my peace. And I claim my path. The void is my womb, and I am being birthed into my true authority. From this moment on, I vibrate at the frequency of the divine, and only that which is of the light can enter my space. It is done. It is sealed. It is so. Feel that shift in the room. The air feels lighter because you have stopped resisting the process. You have accepted the mantle. You are now a frequency holder. As you walk through your day, carry this silence not as a burden, but as a shield. The people who are meant for your new life are already being calibrated to find you. But they cannot find you until you fully inhabit the person you are becoming in the dark. The desert is ending. The promised land is not a place you go to, but a state of being you carry within. You have survived the fire, and you have come out as gold. The loneliness was the price of your freedom, and the price has been paid in full. Now, stand up. Straighten your crown. The world is about to see what the silence has created. Go forth in power. Go forth in peace. And never again mistake your distinction for rejection. You were chosen for this.